Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin, and those that don't criticize Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the world's first perfect money. The human race has lived for thousands and thousands of years with defective money. Bitcoin's not just the protocol, it's not just the software, it's not just the way you interact with it or everyone else that uses Bitcoin interacts with it. Bitcoin's it's a virus. It's an economic virus. Bitcoin's the world's first perfect money. The human race has lived for thousands and thousands of years with defective money. Seashells, bales of tobacco, glass beads, copper tokens. One day we'll look back and we'll kind of chuckle at silver tokens and copper and pieces of paper, and we'll wonder, how did the human race get this far?
Here is Michael Saylor, the chairman of MicroStrategy, delivering a powerful speech at Bitcoin Prague. Saylor passionately views Bitcoin as the epitome of perfect money, a gift from Satoshi Nakamoto, endowed with the mission to provide the world with sound money. He describes Bitcoin as a paradigm shift, revolutionizing global currency, requiring thorough understanding. Saylor emphatically states that those who buy Bitcoin grasp its potential, while those who don't tend to criticize it. As we bring you clips of the speech, take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more video like this. You can join the conversation by dropping your thoughts, comments, and observations in the comments section below. Everything you do helps with YouTube algorithm and immensely contributes to the channel growth. Thank you and enjoy the video.
The implications of perfect money are profound. It's a paradigm shift. It's not like your assets are appreciating in price. You're just falling through space. This idea of relativity, you're in a relative frame of reference. Everything around you is distorted, and you have to break out of your frame of reference in order to see the world differently. Einstein did it for us with relativity, but every great scientist has done it, and Satoshi introduced a paradigm shift in economics and in monetary thought. Those who understand Bitcoin buy Bitcoin, and those that don't criticize Bitcoin. And you can see in a paradigm shift, it's just so profound. There'll be people that'll talk about it, and as long as you're talking about it, it's not clear you understand it. At the point that things click for you, you're not just going to talk about it, you're not going to criticize it, you're going to run, not walk, to the nearest place where you can buy Bitcoin. And for me, it was very clear when it clicked, I had to buy it. And on the other hand, the world's full of people that criticize it. They criticize it because they have not yet grasped the paradigm shift. And if it hasn't clicked for you, you'll have 10,000 criticisms. Rule number 2, everybody is against Bitcoin before they're for it. Right? It's not a surprise. Why is this person against Bitcoin? Why is this banker against Bitcoin? Why is this bank against Bitcoin? Why is this politician against Bitcoin? They're against Bitcoin because they don't understand it. Everybody will be against it. We're going to introduce such a profound new idea that the natural human reaction of a healthy institution, a healthy political system, a healthy intellect is to first reject it. This should not be discouraging. It should not be surprising. It's exactly and completely natural that this would happen. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin's not just the protocol. It's not just the software. It's not just the way you interact with it or everyone else that uses Bitcoin interacts with it. Bitcoin's it's a virus. It's an economic virus. It's a monetary virus. It's an ideological virus. It's going to ripple through time and space. So to understand Bitcoin, you have to understand how the existing sets of adopters will interact on the layer 2, the layer 3, the layer 4, the layer 5.
Here's bringing some perspective so everyone can understand the Bitcoin layers 2 to 5. As mentioned by Michael Saylor, Bitcoin Layer 2. To address the scalability and transaction speed limitations of the Bitcoin blockchain, Layer 2 solutions have been developed. These solutions process transactions off-chain, significantly reducing the load on the main blockchain. A prime example is the Lightning Network, which enables fast, low-cost transactions by creating off-chain payment channels. This approach not only speeds up transactions but also lowers fees, making Bitcoin more practical for everyday use. Bitcoin Layer 3. Building on the foundations laid by Layer 2, Bitcoin Layer 3. Solutions introduce advanced functionalities and complex applications, enhancing usability and expanding the scope of what can be achieved with Bitcoin. Bitcoin Layer 3. Examples are decentralized exchanges, lending platforms, and other DeFi applications that offer more complex and interactive financial services, as well as smart contracts with purpose to automate and enforce agreements without the need for intermediaries, enabling trustless and transparent transactions. Another Layer 3 example is tokenization. The purpose is to create and manage digital assets or tokens that represent real-world or digital assets, facilitating new types of financial instruments and marketplaces. Bitcoin Layer 4. This layer introduces additional services and infrastructure that support the broader Bitcoin ecosystem, with a focus on integration, usability, and accessibility for both end users and developers, which includes user interface and experience UI or UX. The purpose is to improve the accessibility and usability of Bitcoin applications, making them more intuitive and user-friendly. Examples of Layer 4 solutions are wallet interfaces, mobile applications, and web platforms designed for ease of use, ensuring that users can interact with Bitcoin seamlessly. Bitcoin Layer 5. Layer 5 focuses on end-user and business services, applying Bitcoin's technology to real-world scenarios. End-user applications with purpose to deliver practical applications and services to end users, making Bitcoin an integral part of everyday transactions. Examples of Layer 5 solutions are payment systems, remittance services, financial products, and more that leverage Bitcoin's underlying technology to provide valuable services. Let's get back to the video.
You have to understand how the Layer 3 applications will interact with each other via Layer 2 protocols, via Layer 1 protocols. You have to be thinking about what will people that haven't even discovered Bitcoin be doing with Bitcoin in 10 years, in 50 years, in 100 years. If you want to understand Bitcoin, you think about what will 10 billion people 100 years from now be doing with Bitcoin through 300 million different institutions across protocols and extensions of Bitcoin that have not yet been conceived and have not yet been invented. An artificial intelligent entity created in 10 years, living in cyberspace 50 years from now, integrating with 1 million other AIs, use Bitcoin, right? This is a profound chain reaction. It's a fire in cyberspace. It's viral through time, through space, through humanity, through all of the various vestiges of humanity. And of course, once you get that idea, you realize that you don't really know everything that's in the minds of 8 billion people or 300 million corporations or 1 billion things that are yet to come. And with that comes humility, and with that comes a thirst to keep studying Bitcoin. Bitcoin's powered by chaos. When you take your money and you put it in a bank and you save it in a fiat currency, you're loaning your money to a country. When you take your money and you buy a stock, you're loaning your money to the management team of a company. When you take your money and you buy a building, you're loaning your money to the mayor of a city. When you take your money and you buy a piece of art, you're loaning your money and investing your money in a culture. When you actually buy Bitcoin, you're loaning your money to the lords of entropy. You're loaning your money to the gods of chaos. What's the bet? The bet is that chaos will outperform cities, companies, countries, cultures. It's a profound idea. I place you in Europe before World War II. I give you a lot of money, and I give you a choice. You can buy any piece of land in any country. You can buy any building. You can own any company in Europe. You can own art in Europe. You can invest in the currencies and the bonds of Europe. Imagine I give you a choice of buying any asset in any nation that's about to be a combatant in World War II, or you can own the one bank in Switzerland that's going to hold all the money of all the combatants. And you see, if you own that Swiss bank, and everybody puts their money in the bank, and the war comes, chaos comes. And the war is a metaphor for chaos and entropy accelerated in 4 years. What you realize is every building is risky. It may be blown up. Every company will probably collapse. Any piece of land may or may not have value. The rents and the rental contracts will probably be torn up. The currencies will all collapse. And in fact, the more chaos, the more destruction and devastation, the more valuable that one bank. In fact, if everybody puts their money in the bank and they all kill each other, the bank keeps the money. And it's a very profound idea. Are you in the business of benefiting from chaos, or are you in the business of attempting to stop it? And the law of thermodynamics says you can't stop entropy, right? The more confused a government is, the more inefficient the mayor is, the more inefficient and competitive a corporation's market environment is, the more chaos and the more change in the culture, the worse all those other investments are, and the better the Bitcoin investment is. Bitcoin is powered by chaos. You know, the decision to buy Bitcoin is an act of humility. It's when you can overcome your fear, your uncertainty, your doubt. It's a moment of clarity and courage. Courage to overcome the FUD. Clarity when you realize that you need to break with your convention, with your ceremony, with your rituals, with all of your history. And when you finally see things clearly, and when you finally overcome that fear, you'll buy it. In December of 2013, I looked at it and I tweeted, you know, Bitcoin's days are numbered. It'll probably go the way of online gambling. Big mistake. Bitcoin was $892. Okay? I got the price I deserved. And when I first started buying Bitcoin, I was buying it at $9,500. But that's okay. I'll buy it at $95,000. And then I'll be buying it at $950,000. And when it gets to $950,000, there'll be some whiny person, a talking head on television, saying it looks overbought right now. It looks a little bit heated. We think it's going to trade down to 700,000. And they'll miss it. It'll go to 8 million. And they'll buy it at 8 million. And they will get Bitcoin at the price they deserve.
And that concludes today's video, spotlighting Michael Saylor's analysis of Bitcoin and the next groundbreaking technology poised to revolutionize the world. What's your thought about Michael's prediction and plan of buying Bitcoin even at $8 million? Hope you got some value from this video. Please share your comments and observations in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.